Credit report, from what I remember, is actually pretty good.
Pretty
It's in the
good.
600s.
Score
That's like
it's 606 and 620.
Because 660 is level A.
Yeah, so she's not too bad. She's pretty good. She's pretty good.
All she really wants is a place to call her
Yeah,
own.
Exactly. And she's looking at manufactured homes and townhouses, whatever.
Right. It's something we can definitely work with. The situation's doable.
So you guys feel we got enough of her background and her information to go forward?
Oh yeah.
Right, we covered all our bases, asked all the questions.
We got this. We gonna make this happen.
Okay.
I love her kids. Her
I
kids
know.
are great, dude. Little Nicholas,
yeah.
dude, it's a trip. And here you guys go. Thanks a lot for something.
Group hug.
Sean John.
Special.
What's on that?
Don't trip over your own
I'm
chair.
good.
Sweet. Aww.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Y'all be
Show
good.
you out.
Wow, the dynamics of the group. We have Nicolette. It's like, I guess every group needs a parent, and like Nicolette will be the parent in our group because she's definitely the most grounded, the most disciplined of the three. I'm just out there. I mean, I'm Sean John. You know, Diddy, call me. You know, we can do some business together. But I'm out there. I'm definitely about my business, but I'm all about having fun at the same time. So that's cool. Nathaniel is Nathaniel.
Well, like they said, it has to be implemented. So we could have these big dreams, but if they can't come into reality, then I think that's the major thing, is making it happen.
I think Sean John nailed it correctly when he said that Nicolette was kind of like the team mother, you know? And then Sean John, I think, is probably gonna be like the clown.
What's the last book you read that you loved?
I'm a debater, so I generally read newspapers. So New York Times is always something I read. Shakespeare, the last book I read, though.
Yeah, which one?
Actually, it's the complete works of Shakespeare.
You read the complete works of Shakespeare?
Right.
Every single piece?
Every single piece. I'm a Shakespeare fan.
What was your
Love Shakespeare.
favorite?
Between Sonnet 71 and 114, and the political aspects of Romeo and Juliet, because it's not really a love story, it's completely political.
One last question, we stealing this from David Letterman. Do you have a stupid human trick that you could do for us?
They're asking me for a stupid human trick, but there's something you ought to know. I like to beatbox and just spit a flow, like... Trying to get on this thing, man. I'm trying to keep it running, trying to advocate for action, keep social change. I'm not trying to do this thing, trying to stay the same. I want to make a difference. I want to speak to the streets. I want to speak to the kids with nothing to eat. I was standing outside talking to my friend. A little kid walked up and I just looked like, man, he was digging in the trash can for some cans. I was like, man, I got to make a difference. I got to take a stand.
I only know what my family and family members go through. I don't know too much about housing policy. I'm excited to learn about it, but I only know from life experience, and again, what my family as a whole goes through in housing. I mean, we rent a house, and it's been very difficult for my family. I've always thought it was my passion to go out and try and improve my surroundings and give back to my neighborhood, and this is really a chance to put all my passion and thoughts and dreams and goals into action and really see what I'm made of.
I know some things about housing, but not a whole lot.
Caroline, she's sweet and adorable. I met her on the callbacks. You know, she's open, she's fresh, she's young, she's got a lot of great ideas, and she's like to be a sponge. I think this will be an incredible experience for her, and I really adore her. She's very sweet. Darcy is just great. She's polished, she's smart, she's open, she's motivated and willing to learn, and I just feel really blessed to be with both of them because we're very different personalities, I think, but we're definitely gonna combine together and move things forward.
It's like I never really grew up with a whole lot of problems.
We should probably start out with doing a little bit of background research on what exactly makes it so hard to find housing. And obviously, I mean, income is like the biggest thing, right? Teachers don't make enough to buy a house.
Exactly.
But I think we should look at all the programs out there, and not only that, like the criteria for the programs, and see if teachers in his situation even qualify for some of these housing programs that are out there for teachers from the city, the state.
Like, we need to look at things for, like, people of all backgrounds.
I don't agree, though. I think that we should, I think it would...
You can't just look at teachers, though.
If we work on teacher programs and figure out some way for teachers overall to have a specific, accessible, easy program they can just jump into right when they get out of college, and we'll see them from college student all the way to homeowner, and every step of the way, then we can then turn that to say, okay, everyone who has an income that's $40,000 a year, which is most people in Silicon Valley when the homes are like $1 million each. Yeah, when homes are out of control, then we can say, okay, this worked for teachers, that our sample, now let's
See if we can reach the rest
see
of
if
the
we can reach
population.
the rest of the population who also is dealing with this same problem of income not meeting the criteria to own a home.
Yeah, but what about the average Burger King worker and the Walmart?
Oh man, at our first meeting, I had some idea, and they totally hated it. And they totally just like shut me down. It was horrible. But
What happened?
they just stopped and stared at me. They didn't really say anything. They just stopped and stared. It was really sad.
It's a reality show based on the contestants, but it's also a reality show based on the crew because it's an amateur crew.
So how about lighting? One person, nobody took any lighting courses here?
Oh, that's it?
No? All right. How about using one of those boards just to bounce light? Has anybody done that? How many people have editing experience? Okay, great.
So in a sense, we have a double reality show going. Let's create a reality show with an amateur camera crew and sound and lighting and all that kind of thing, and that's going to lead to some issues, I'm sure, because it'll be shot unevenly, and so that'll be a problem. And then we have the contestants who also have all these real-life problems.
Hi, Sean John. This is Nicolette. I got your text that you're having some sort of emergency. I hope everything is going well with that. But Nathaniel and I are here, and with all due respect, we are in a time bind with this project. We have 2 weeks from today to be done. And with that being said, we have Sunday's meeting promptly at 11 a.m., and Nathaniel and I are hoping that this will be your meeting where you come through with your plan and some empirical evidence of everything that you've brought to the table thus far. Please do call me back as soon as possible.
If he doesn't come through, then what?
I don't know what to do.
It's just me and you?
It's just me and you, and I think we should be a two-person team. I don't want it to be that way, but I've never been about caring other people, and I've always been about being upfront about what I don't do and taking responsibility. And I'm hoping, by giving him that call, he'll come through on Sunday.
I always hope for the best, but expect the worst.
Okay.
What if Sean John doesn't happen? That's the worst. The best is what if Sean John comes through and we win?
I got you.
Okay.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Everything went well?
What's going on? What's up?
Everything went well?
Everything's better. I mean, if you ask me, I'll tell you where you can get the money from. But I mean, I'm asking you to find it if you already know. Because if I already know, I'm not going to step over your idea. But if you don't know, then ask and I can tell you.
I'm already saying I don't know.
Yeah, we already said we don't know.
I said that last week too.
Which is fine, but I mean.
We also said that we also needed numbers. You said you'd get that, and where are they?
Get it.
And where are they?
In creating plan, that's important numbers for.
Remember those 2 questions? You said you'd have it by today.
I cannot find those numbers anywhere.
Neither can we, so.
And Nicolette and I are meeting tomorrow tentatively to go find those numbers.
Okay.
Right now, I've been toiling over every angle on this, talking to people, blah, 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 and it's just, frankly, I'm getting burnt out way too fast. The midterm's coming up, I can't do it. I'll be straight up front.
Hey, it's all good. We have this plan. It'll work. It'll work for the best eventually.
So the first-time homebuyer program was set up with the intent of helping the moderate-income families here in Silicon Valley be able to afford to buy a house. It was not necessarily put together so that the lowest level income, or what we would say extremely low income, would be able to, but more along the lines of the working families, people who are working at the high-tech firms right here in the area, just to try to support them. And the idea was to provide loans of about $6,500 at zero interest that don't need to be paid back.
The city has 2 different programs. They have rental assistance. We know some of our teachers have received half off of their rent, and that's extended for a certain period of time while it's hoped that the employee is saving up some money to get out on their own. Then there's a program that I think might be have some state or federal dollars included with it, but it's subsidized. There are different kinds of mortgage plans to help people get in. No money down, interest-only kinds of loans that the city helps out with.
My name is Mark, and we're going to ask you a few questions. All you have to do is be yourself.
Got it. Sorry, that would help, wouldn't it?
Why did you come out today for the show?
I like talking about health promotion, health education. I've been studying cancer research, and I got accepted to a program at UCSF during the summer. And right after I got accepted, I started feeling weird. And it turns out I had a tumor in my colon. And so it was very surreal writing about cancer and talking about cancer and then actually experiencing it myself. And so I was told I had a tumor in my colon, and then I was told I had to be not only removed, but half my colon. So I'm a semicolon for the rest of my life. If I have cancer or not, it was very surreal. It made me really, really appreciate my life. And also make me take chances. Like, you know, instead of sitting going, what should I do? Or, woe is me, it's like, no, get out there, enjoy your life. Get out there and experience something. And don't what if it, just do it.
What's interesting about what South County Housing does is that we believe in not only creating affordable housing opportunities, but creating a sense of community by creating housing that really meets the needs of the diversity of the workforce. So we have very low-income housing, or we have low-income units that are being sold there. We have moderate income units, we have near market rate units, and we have some market rate units. What we do is we take the proceeds from the market rate units that are selling there. There are some of the larger homes, and be able to use that to help further subsidize the units that are at the lower income and to make them even more affordable to teachers, for example. So that's the kind of process that we typically do, and it also creates a sense that this is not a community that's separate from everyone else, where there are low-income units over here and then there are market rate units over there. They're mixed, and you really can't tell the difference between them.
What are you doing here?
Stay cool.
Interviewing JR. No, we are interviewing.
JR?
Yeah.
JR.
We've had this plan for like weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks. They canceled on us. We're like, what the fuck? So you're here now too?
Yeah. And how are we gonna do it at the same time?
Okay, no, bye.
We didn't even like plan this out. Like, how are we gonna do this?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wing it.
Interesting. Well, ready?
Should we do this?
I guess we could do this, but I'm not excited at all. So let's
I
just
don't
get this
think
shit
it's
done
gonna be very fruitful, but we'll see.
Wow, I'm gonna have a lot to talk about during the next show.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm Caroline.
Hi, Carolyn, how are you?
Good. Nicolette.
Nicholas.
Nicolette.
Nicolette. Welcome to the Home Ownership Center.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Could you give us a brief description of what Neighborhood Housing Services does?
The city has a program that requires developers to produce, as they are producing units for the broader market, to produce a certain percentage for lower moderate income home buyers. So we assist the city in the sense of providing a pipeline of buyers for those units.
Almost all these guys right here, if you be like, are you a student activist? Are you a student activist? And I'll tell you point blank, I've never seen any of these guys out there on the campus be a student activist. I've been out there on the campus for 4 years, working with like AS and also other clubs on campus. I haven't seen any of these cats out there. And so when you're gonna come around and be like, yeah, are you a student activist? You're gonna be like, yeah, I'm a young Democrat, you know? And then you ask them like, what if you're a president? And then they conform to the model of like, yeah, I might be president one day. For me personally, I don't see things that way. I see things as real activism, as true activism.
I am a ridiculous spender on my credit card. I'm like maxed out on one of them, and the other one is probably really close.
What's the last thing you bought?
I went to Rampage and I bought a shirt and some bracelets, and then I bought shoes at Kathy Jean.
So what do you like best about being a cheerleader?
It's really cool because you get to know like every single person on your team really, really well, and like you know when somebody's having an off day, and like you get to know everybody on a personal level, and you come together and it's all about unity. I can do a really great pig impression.
A pig impression?
Yeah, a pig impression. Okay. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it from her, but okay, hold on. Could you hear that? Yeah. Okay.